And just like that, Toronto, we got a problem. We got a big problem right now with this team. But before we get started, welcome back to Guy on the Couch Sports. I'm Guy on the Couch. Man, oh man. So I guess Mrazek's, long run probably ended tonight. Not to say he played bad. He didn't play well enough. He didn't get much help from his defense tonight. They completely let him down. And I'm talking particularly Riley and Sandine tonight were fucking horrible to watch. Some of the worst hockey I've seen Morgan Riley play in a while. And definitely the worst hockey I've seen Rasmus Sandine play probably since that game against Pittsburgh where the Leafs lost 7-1. This was brutal. The goals that went in on Mrazek were they were stoppable if they weren't point blank opportunities or didn't bounce right off the Leafs defenders. This kind of reminded me, his game tonight kind of reminded me exactly of Jack Campbell in late October, just before the Leafs got hot, where shots were going off of defensemen and just finding weird ways to go in the net. That's what tonight's game looked like. The fifth goal was just trash. He should have had that, but every other goal tonight was caused by their own D-man. Just mostly Riley and Sandy. We've thrown away so many games so far this season versus absolutely trash teams. Like off the top of my head, the game against Phoenix or Arizona. Just last week, Montreal. And now just tonight, Buffalo. Like, how many times can we keep doing this against really bad teams that we should beat? I don't understand what the issue is with this team when it comes to beating the teams they should beat. That mentality to play down to their opponent is like ingrained in these guys. It's pathetic to watch. You can almost predict a loss every time they're playing a team lesser than they are. And it sucks. And what adds to that right now is the fact that you don't have a goalie you can trust. You don't have a second line that you can trust. And your defense pairings are letting you down. Hall went on a quick heater over 3 or 4 games where he's collecting some points. And he came back to normal tonight against the Sabres. The same Justin Hall who said we shouldn't play down to our opponents. These kind of opponents. And they were not ready for Buffalo tonight. You have a 40-year-old goalie in Craig Anderson in net. And in the first period, you muster 6 shots? 6 fucking shots? Are you kidding me? At one point, Matthews went, 4 periods without a shot? That's unheard of for Austin. That's not something he does on a regular basis. So I'm not too mad at Matty. That first line still produced a goal tonight with the help of Mitch and Bunton. But where was that second line? I know everybody's been talking about Tavares still collecting assists during his 13-14 game goalless drought now. But this is what happens now when you shut out that first line, sort of shut out. Because like I said, they did manage a goal tonight. Well, Mitchell and Bunce got the assist, but they got points tonight. The second line had 0. Didn't do nothing. JT, I don't know how to explain JT right now. And it's kind of crazy because that feeling I had from the game against Washington on Monday trickled right into this game. I said on Monday, that game felt weird to me. I didn't enjoy watching that game at all. And tonight, the game looked even worse. The team looked like they were skating in sand. There was no movement, no flow to the hockey tonight. Definitely not a game anybody enjoyed watching. If I didn't do this show, I probably would have turned that shit off. I was so beyond annoyed with this game. I don't know. The Leafs definitely need to do something here. They'll need to shake up that second line. Like, you got to do something. And it sucks because usually when Sheldon thinks about shaking up that second line, it means taking Mitch off the line with Matthews and putting him on with JT to spark things up. And flipping him and Willie back and forth. It's like, that's the only idea he can come up with. And I hate that because it fucks with the first line. JT's making 11.5. Willie's making 6.9. You shouldn't need Mitch to get those guys going. The shots ended up 30-31 in favor of Buffalo tonight, but don't be fooled by that. The Leafs did not show up for this game. There wasn't even a too little too late attempt. It was just trash hockey all the way through. Mrazek got the Bronx cheer. Maybe he deserved it. Maybe he didn't. But he couldn't make a save tonight, really. So now Saturday, right back to Jack. Like I said earlier in the preview, if you've got 2 goalies, you definitely don't have one. And it's showing. People saying Kyle is probably not going to get a goalie. And I say to that, ultimately, this is going to be another wasted year. What is this, the 6th or 7th straight playoff? Where I'm pretty sure they're going to get eliminated in the first round. Because with the team right now, the way it's made up, I keep saying, I can't see them matching up well against either Florida, but mostly Tampa Bay. Florida they can beat because Florida is just as sloppy as the Leafs are. So Florida doesn't do much at the trade deadline. Leafs don't do much. That's going to be a toss-up. One of those teams is making it to the second round for the first time in franchise history. Sorry, recently. It's been since 96 for Florida. It feels like eternity for the Leafs. Oh, I think 02? I really don't know what Kyle's going to do with this team right now. And I don't want him to go Alex Anthopoulos mode and sell everything when this team isn't proving that they're right there. I mean, maybe you could and give yourself a 2-year window by trading everything you have, but boy, I don't like that. You saw how long it took the Blue Jays to get back to where they are now. If the Leafs did that, hockey is even worse. It takes longer. Look at the Buffalo Sabres. It feels like they've been trying to rebuild now for what, like 10 years? At least 7 or 8 since Ryan Miller left. Like, hockey is a hard game to rebuild your roster. So if you trade away everything you got, you could be in the dumps for a long, long time. Look at an example, the Edmonton Oilers. They've been rebuilding for how long? They've had, I think, 4 first-round draft picks and still can't find any consistent success. That's how hard it is to rebuild. And when you trade away your draft picks, that's how hard it is to find those players again. So then, what does Kyle now do? Does he even get the opportunity to continue to try to build this team into a legitimate contender? To me, right now, they're a fraud contender. They're a great regular season team. Fantastic. One of the best. But when push comes to shove, this team fucking disappears. I'm not really worried about the regular season. That doesn't concern me. My concern with watching this team recently is the playoffs. This adversity that they're facing right now is basically what they're going to face when the playoffs start. And so far, they have been failing. Again, you have a second line that can't do anything right now. Your defense pairings suck. You can't find anyone to play with Hall. Brody looked good for a few games, but Hall's back to normal. And now you took Brody away from Mo. Mo's now struggling because he can't play with Sandin. They're two defensemen that are too offensively minded and can't figure out who should be back and who should be moving up. Sandin also doesn't have the physical toughness, it seems, to deal with some of these bigger forwards. That's a problem right now. Maybe that's something that will come later on in his career, but right now, it's a problem. I think he's a good defenseman. Second full year. And he's working at his game. I can't be too mad with him right now. I like him as a prospect. Maybe 3 to 4 years, 5 years from now, Sandin's rock solid. And we're all laughing about, this season or this game right now. Overall this season, he hasn't been bad. Let's get that out there. He has not been bad overall this season. It's just when he has bad moments, he really fucking has bad moments. And I don't know, Morgan Riley isn't the kind of guy to support him. So you got to probably scrap that pairing ASAP. Like yesterday. I keep saying the Leafs need a goalie. And everybody's saying, give Jack another opportunity. He'll come back. But damn. When are they coming back? They've got a month and a half now to prepare for the playoffs. To find chemistry with the defense and goaltending. Can you honestly ask yourself right now, after watching the team recently, if you're confident in them moving into the second round? Are you confident in their goaltending? Are you confident in their defense? How confident are you in their starting lineup? The second line, are you confident in that? I sure as fuck ain't. But what do? I don't want to give up on Nylander. The kid's got way too much skill, but god damn, it sucks that he doesn't show up more often than not. So much skill on William Nylander, so much. When he's having his good games, like, man, he's a treat to watch. But he needs to bring more to the table. Scoring here and there isn't enough for this team as it is right now. This team wants to be taken seriously. They need to start acting that way, especially when you get games like this against teams like the Sabres. Keith, when they lost 5-2 versus Montreal last week, he said that was a wake-up call. Bro, are they still fucking asleep? Because that shit didn't wake them up. If they were awoke. See, I'm all pissed off. If they were awake, the mofos would have showed up tonight. They would have put in a much better effort tonight against these shitty Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres have won, 17 games, including tonight, all year? And that's the kind of performance you give? Especially having your home crowd full again in the building since December 11th. That's the kind of effort you show up tonight with? These people have been starving to come to games. They've been wanting to watch you guys play for that long. Almost 3 months? And that's the kind of effort they got. No wonder Mrazek got a Bronx cheer tonight. These people paid their hard-earned dollars to watch you guys play tonight. At least give an effort. That's all they wanted. But you showed up looking like a bunch of scrubs that can't defeat the Buffalo Sabres? Really? Jesus. I'm annoyed as shit right now with this team. I didn't think I was going to be this pissed off, but just going over the game, thinking about it in my head, going over the other losses versus the other shitty teams, it just added up for me. It just all added up for me, and I'm freaking annoyed. I don't even know why I said freaking. I've been cussing this whole damn time, and I'm saying freaking now. I don't know, man. I'd start with getting a goalie. I'd start with getting a goalie. If you got a goalie that can at least keep you in games and make big saves when you need it, this offense at some point can eventually strike. If your goalie can keep you at zeros long enough, I can trust this offense at some point to break that ice. Mind you, though, it might be a little bit more challenging now that you don't have a second line that you can count on. But I think if you can get a second line that you can count on, you might be in for something here as long as you have a goalie. I'm just watching the highlights of Sandin and Riley tonight. Like, absolutely one of the worst defensive pairings I've seen so far this season for the Leafs in this game. And Mrazek this guy, he plays so deep in his net. Like, He's giving you nothing but net to look at. I didn't even hear Sheldon Keefe's post game tonight because I just came right after the game ended. I'm just so freaking annoyed. I don't want to hear the excuses for tonight. Like, this was just flat out embarrassing. And I called it tonight. I said it was going to be David versus Goliath. Who knew Buffalo was going to be Goliath? They just smothered the Leafs tonight. Leafs couldn't get any passes through, any shots through. Buffalo blocked everything for the first couple of periods. I need these defensemen, though. There's something that really bothers me. I need these defensemen to really think hard in these games. When to pinch and when to defend. Seems like a big issue with these defensemen these days in the NHL. Not just the Leafs, in a lot of the league. Everybody's just thinking, go, 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 go. And the players that are being drafted have that same mentality. It's just offense, 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 offense. Rarely you find players that are thinking, okay, it's time to defend and hold these leads, which is probably why the Leafs are constantly blowing leads. Because they're taking players that are average or barely average defensively, but amazing offensively, who can't figure out when it's time to just learn to defend leads. Tonight they had no lead to defend, so it doesn't even matter tonight. But you've seen in recent games, there's been 3-1 blown leads, like, constantly. That shit annoys the shit out of me, man. Like, I've watched other games, plenty of games, where some teams get that 3-1 lead and they just shut that shit down. And if you're trying to win close games in playoffs, that's the shit you're going to have to do. You're going to need to shut that shit down. And for a team that plays possession hockey, how do you lose games like this? Because you know why? You're always trying to make every play look too freaking pretty. Instead of sometimes just getting a shot on the net, like the power play right now is flailing all over the place. Their PK now sucks. They can't penalty kill and they can't get power play goals anymore right now. This is what hurt them versus Montreal. And this is what's hurting them now. I get it. They won 3 straight. Ooh, yeah, that's awesome. But look at how they won those 3 games. Absolutely sloppy hockey. And it's caught up to them tonight against Buffalo. There's no way you were confident during any of those 3 games. They kept giving up leads. Goalies couldn't save shit. They just scored enough to win. Tonight, they couldn't do any of that. Goalies weren't making saves. They couldn't score at all. And they definitely sure as fuck couldn't defend. Leave me some comments. Let me know how you're feeling. There's no way you can be happy with this shit right now. What do you think? What do you think the Leafs need right now? Do you think goaltending is an issue? How do you feel about the defense? What's your thoughts on the second line? I'd like to know all this. Am I just being way too hard on them? Am I expecting too much from this team? You have 4 guys making $40 million combined. Should I be a little bit easier on them? you can't really blame the first two guys that are making, over 10 plus with Mitch and Maddie. They've showed up all season. I know Nylander's on pace to hit 30 goals. John probably 25, 30 as well too. At this rate, 25 might be a bit of a challenge for him. Tavares might score 25, but I don't know how. He looks done. Cooked. He's getting assists, but mostly secondary assists. When was the last time you saw John really set up a goal himself? Never mind score one. When's the last time you saw him actually get a primary assist? It's been a while. I don't remember seeing one recently. Anyways, Saturday night, I think we play Vancouver. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I'm looking for a better effort versus Vancouver than the last time. You know what? I shouldn't say that because the last time they did play well. So I'm just hoping they can finish on their opportunities this time against Vancouver instead of getting goalied by Demko. So that's what I'm hoping for. We need that. We need a better effort. Like they've got 3 days now, 2 days of practice. You got to skate these boys. Like, switch shit up, Sheldon. Like, come up with something here. I need a better effort Saturday night than what happened tonight. And they probably will because, they probably felt like they should have beaten Vancouver the last time they played them. So I'm assuming they'll probably come out with a better effort. I shouldn't plan on this, but who knows? Maybe versus the Canucks. I think that's who we're playing, right? I'll have to take a look at the schedule. If I'm wrong, then whatever. We'll save that for the next game against Canucks. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining me tonight. I know it feels like I've been pissed off more often while doing this than happy, but that's what comes with following this team. Like they're gonna piss you off more times than not. It's what they do. But anyways, that's it for me for tonight. I appreciate you being around here hearing me vent. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. If you don't, stop watching me. It's simple. Thank you. Like, subscribe, follow Instagram at 6sportsgod1. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk some Blue Jays whenever that decides to happen. Let's talk some Raptors. They've won 2 straight after losing a few. Let's talk all things Toronto sports. Have a good night. Leave some comments. Let me know how you feel about the game. We'll talk soon. Guy on the couch signing out.